Season's greetings. This is Vicki again from G4 Guitar Croydon, and I'm going to do the third of our Christmas songs with you. I'm trying to find ones that you can play relatively, as a relative beginner, so nothing too tricky, although this one's got some slightly faster changes in it, so you are going to need to be pretty good with your open chords to be able to play this one well. Got my hat on again today, still haven't been to the hairdressers. That's happening later this week though, so I'm quite excited about that. Anyway, so let's get on with Santa Claus is Coming to Town. I'm just going to show you the first part of this. We'll go through the chords first, and I'll show you a couple of different ways you can play it as well. So the chords, you can pretty much get away with just playing, like you don't need to worry about the 7th chords here, right? So when you see the G7 written here, if you know it and you can change nice and quickly to it, great. And the same with the C7 here, and the same with the D7 here. But as a kind of general rule, if you see a 7th chord and you don't know how to play it, right, you can substitute it for its kind of related major chord. So here you can just play the G major chord again instead of changing to the C7. The G7. Here you can just play the C major chord instead of changing to the C7. And if you don't know the D7, you can substitute it for a regular D major. Alright, so these are some little tricks and things that we can do as guitar players when we're just getting started. So what we're going to do, it's quite a fast moving song this, so I'm going to actually play it with the 7th chords in it, so you can kind of hear the difference in how they sound. And I'm just going to strum each chord once, because what I want you to listen to here is, again, the fact that they're changing over the words. Alright, so if you know the song, and I think most people know this song, right, what I've done here is I've put the chords over the words that they change on. So you don't need to worry too much about counting beats and all that stuff, although I have given some instructions up here. Alright, so we got G, G7, C, C7, and then we repeat that. Alright, and then we got G, E minor, C, here comes our D7, and then a full bar of G, and a full bar of D, yeah? And the second verse, we just repeat that, okay? So how that sounds with the vocals, this is not a bad key for me actually. So, you'd better watch out, you'd better not cry, you'd better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You can see here at the end, like I'm bringing in a kind of fuller strum here because we're playing each of these for a full 4-beat count, so a full bar, rather than just strumming for half a bar, which we're doing for everything else. I'm going to play it again. This time I'm not going to change to the 7ths, just so you can hear the difference and hear that actually it works just as well. It's just that we're not getting that slight kind of change in sound when we move to the 7th chord. Okay, so you'd better watch out, you'd better not cry, you'd better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Yeah, and again I went to a regular D or D major chord there instead of the D7. I'm not going to look at the bridge, that's pretty straightforward again if you know the chords. There's a G7 and an A7 here, but I would recommend, particularly if you're already kind of getting to grips with these chords, this is a really good one to kind of work out your changes, especially changing between the major and the 7th chords. Okay, I hope that's been helpful. I hope that's one you can have a little go at playing between now and Christmas. And as always, if you need any more help on this, or any other Christmas songs, or any other songs in general for that matter, do feel free to get in touch with us. Take care.